After the deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery last year, many people started asking what they can do to help end systemic racism. So Stephen Rogers, a former professor at Harvard, decided to use it as a teachable moment.
He wrote a book called A Letter to My White Friends and Colleagues, What You Can Do Right Now to Help the Black Community. Stephen joins us now. Stephen, thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
Good morning, Robin and Larry. Thank you for having me.
So this whole discussion and your writing of this book was prompted in the wake of what happened with George Floyd. Where are we a year later?
Well, we're a year later, at least at a point where people are at least understanding some of the reasons why the civil unrest and the protests occurred. I believe that those things are just simply symptoms of the root cause problem, and the root cause problem is the wealth disparity. So where we are today is a greater understanding, I believe, on the parts of whites, with the understanding that the root cause of the problems that we're seeing between blacks and whites primarily are anchored in the wealth disparity.
Yeah. So I actually heard someone being interviewed during one of these Black Lives Matter protests, and he said, well, I support the cause, but I don't know what to do. What do you say to that person?
Right. Well, you know, I wrote this book in response to my daughter reaching out to me after George Floyd was murdered last year. She's 32 years old. She said, Dad, please speak to the country as if you were the president. So I spoke to, specifically at that time, the black community, and I asked them to do 4 things. One is to take care of themselves during the pandemic. 2 is it's okay to grieve. 3 is to continue the protesting. And then 4 is to help white people help the black community, because my spirit and including that was Malcolm X, remembering him giving speeches in the past. And after one speech, a young white woman came up to him and said, what can I do? And his answer was nothing. Then he said he regretted that because he could have had her to help him help the black community. So my spirit was to create a book after that podcast and target the book to white people, to help white people explicitly and specifically know what they can do to help the black community. So I give 4 things in the book that they can actually do to help the black community. 1 is to deposit money into black banks. 2 is to support historically black colleges and universities with philanthropic donations. 3 is to support black businesses, do business with black businesses. And in each one of those, I asked them to spend at least 9.29% of their monies doing those things. And the 9.29% represents the 9 minutes and 29 seconds that the policeman had his knee on George Floyd's neck. And the 4th thing I ask is that they write a letter to Congress supporting reparations. In all 4 of those things in this book, I give specific details around how to do it. I give the name of the historically black colleges, names of banks, and as well as I give a template for a letter that can be used to write to the congressman or congresswoman supporting reparations.
The idea of reparations, there's different variations of it. In Evanston here, they have proposed this, or they have this $25,000 housing grant to African Americans. Does that go far enough in your opinion, or is it just a move in the right direction?
Well, it's a move in the right direction. It's somewhat bittersweet, Robin. I'm actually communicating with you right now from Evanston. And it's bittersweet in the sense that it recognizes at least that there is some harm done to black people with the government, federal government policies. And that's my thesis, and that is black people are in the present situation that we're in primarily because the federal and state governments intentionally enrich whites while they also intentionally impoverish blacks. This was all done intentionally by the federal government through 246 years of slavery, followed by 60 years of black codes, followed by 40 years of redlining. And the redlining is what Evanston is trying to remedy. And the $25,000, I believe that cash reparations should be indeed given. But I say it's bittersweet because the bitter part is I don't believe that there should be attachment in terms of the $25,000 only for housing. America has precedent of giving reparations for harms done to people. In 1988, President Reagan gave reparations to the tune of $20,000 to 80,000 Japanese Americans who were interned. And Larry and Robin, fascinatingly enough, after the Emancipation Proclamation, our federal government gave to over 900 white slave owners they gave them $300 per slave for the slave they lost. So there's precedent for reparations. Unfortunately, no reparations have ever been given to Black people for anything that has happened to us. So Evanston is in the right direction, but I don't propose that it be done with any kind of attachment. The other precedents that I've recommended are what I recommend today, and that is cash be given, stop the paternalism, let people make their own decision what to do with the money that they receive.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Stephen's book is called A Letter to My White Friends and Colleagues, What You Can Do Right Now to Help the Black Community. You can find more at StephenSRogers.com. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
You too.